On some days, Lev's life did not sound like shouting in a concrete flat. It sounded like a bicycle chain and the soft hiss of tires over dust. He rides his small BMX out of the neighborhood, past the last parked cars, until the buildings loosen their grip and the fields begin. The city thins into patches of wild green and forgotten land, broken fences, idle tractors, a ditch that holds the sky in crooked pieces. Out here, nobody is deciding his future in a low, serious voice. Out here, no one is asking him to be strong for their sake. He does not know any sacred text by heart, but his body moves as if it has heard an ancient promise that someone leads you out from narrow rooms into open ground, that there are green pastures that are not made of carpets, that somewhere beneath the noise of your thoughts, a still water is always running. Lev only knows the path under his wheels. He pedals harder. Heat shimmers above the asphalt. The air tastes of dust and cut grass. A dog barks behind a wire fence and then returns to its own small universe. With every meter, the flat where the walls carry his parents' storms feels a little further away, as if their voices have to fight through miles of empty sky to reach him now. On a long, empty stretch of farm road, he lets the bike roll and lifts his hands from the handlebars. For a few reckless seconds, his arms open like wings. The fields blur into bands of green and gold. Time thins to a single bright thread. There is only balance, breath, and a strange, quiet spaciousness sitting exactly where the fear usually lives. If you could freeze that moment and walk around it, you would see it clearly. This is a soul, just for one heartbeat, lying down in a pasture it did not plant. This is goodness and mercy, with no church language on it at all. Only the fact that the road is still there, the sky is still above him, and nothing, for once, is asking him to be different. He will find the psalm years later. He will read about a cup that runs over and a valley where shadow clings to the bones. He will recognize the boy who never quite makes it home before dark, and yet is never fully alone on the road. But even now, long before he can name it, something in him is already praying. His prayer does not sound like religion. It sounds like pedals clicking into a new gear on a small hill. It sounds like the long breath he finally releases at the top. It sounds like the involuntary laugh that escapes when gravity turns into grace and the bike begins to fly downwards. The sun lowers itself behind the fields, pulling the colors out of the sky. The air cools against his skin. Somewhere, a tractor shuts off and the world becomes suddenly, almost shockingly quiet. Lev turns the bike back towards town. The problems at home are still waiting. The storm has not forgotten his name. But something has shifted, quietly and forever. Somewhere between the concrete and the fields, between the weight of the pedals and the lightness of the wind, a small knowing has taken root inside his chest, that there is a place in him as wide as these roads, that there is a table set for him in the middle of every argument, that there is a gentle hand on the handlebars even when no one comes to walk beside him. He does not call it God. He does not call it anything. He just rides into the evening with dust on his legs and light on his face, and the faint but unmistakable feeling that something kind and wordless is taking the long way home with him.